Everyone on YouTube talks about finding the next 100x meme coin, but let's be real, 99% of those videos are straight up clickbait. They're hyping random coins, hoping one of them sticks. The reality? Most of them have no idea how these coins actually run, but here's the crazy part. It's not random at all. They follow clear patterns, narratives, and repeatable behaviors, and once you learn to spot them before the hype, before Twitter, before influencers, before everybody FOMOs in, that's when you unlock life-changing returns. I'm talking about turning a couple of $100s into tens of thousands, but only if you play the game the smart way. In this video, I'll be breaking it all down step by step. Here's what you'll learn: how to build the Memecoin mindset that separates winners from the people who end up as exit liquidity, how to study past runners so you can predict the next wave with scary accuracy, and most importantly, how to manage your risk like a pro so you don't get absolutely wrecked like everyone who's buying at the top. And listen, stick with me until the end. You'll never look at a meme coin trade the same way again. This isn't hype. It's not guesswork. This is the actual playbook for winners. And today, you're about to get it. Let's dive in. Now, the main reason there's a lot of people struggling in the meme coin market is they're chasing the current hype. They're really impatient, and they're just FOMOing into any opportunity they see on Twitter, any opportunity they're seeing by your latest influencer. Now, coming over to the poll section on Axiom can be a really great way to gauge for today what's currently trending, seeing over on the migrated section. Okay, and scrolling through just quickly, seeing some AI type characters popping up today, which is quite common. Also seeing some characters, basically a take on Mitch, which is a coin that was launched by a very popular influencer very recently, but that will be something I want to cover a little bit later on. MintBot, the Telegram trading bot for meme coins, allows you to insta buy and insta sell out of any meme coin position. If you use the referral link in this video description, the first 50 people will get 10 USDC in their account after they complete their first trade. Some Telegram bots can be really slow to enter in positions, but with this insta-buy feature, we can set it up in our settings section to insta-buy on any amount. We can select the slippage and different contract addresses to enter. Once we set that up, and even our insta-sell settings, all we need to do, we can see insta-buy, paste in the contract address, and now we'll be instantly entered into our position. The transaction has now been initiated, and we have bought in. So it's really quick and really simple. There's no fluff. There's no limit orders. It's just simply entering into meme coin positions as fast as possible. It's nothing flashy with copy trading and different types of limit orders. MintBot's main focus is on instantly buying and instantly selling out of any meme coin position. I'm able to track my position by coming to the menu, hitting start, then coming down to the position, and we can now see my current balance and current positions. We could also go back to the main menu, and if we wanted to insta sell out of our position, we click insta sell. We can click on useless, the coin that we just entered in. The transaction is initiating, and just as easy as that, we've entered in and exited out of a position. Don't forget to check out the link for MintBot in this video description. You get that 10 USDC bonus after placing a trade. Thanks to MintBot for sponsoring this video. Let's jump straight back into it. We're also seeing these minion type characters, quite popular. Again, just a basic play with AI and using already populated type characters like minions and those type of kids characters. Now that is very useful for today to see, okay, those are the type of coins that are trending, but what's going to be trending in, say, the next weeks or even the next months? Well, seasonality definitely plays a major role. So actually understanding that obviously Christmas is just around the corner and looking at some coins that could actually jump on the hype of that before everybody else, because here we're looking and we already know Christmas is at a set date, but not many people are looking into the coins that could jump on that seasonality hype. Obviously, we understand that meme coins are very seasonality based, they're very hype based. So obviously, a lot more volume. there's going to be a lot more trending about Christmas. That could be one of the biggest opportunities that is upcoming in the next few weeks to next few months that outweighs a lot of other potential positions. If you've been deep in the meme coin trenches, you would have seen Mitch, I Draw a Line, actually released a meme coin just a few days ago. 5 days ago. One thing that is a current problem with the meme coin is his Twitter account is actually looks like it's suspended. When we come over and load I Draw a Line, the account is currently suspended. Some very, very interesting information. We come down and see holders. So we've got this top holder here actually holding 79.33%. So this is Mitch's official token. So he's actually holding, basically, let's round it up. He's holding 80% of the total supply of these tokens. We can see the current market cap was sitting at 8.3 million. Also, the liquidity is 87,000. So that's actually really, really small. There's basically 1% liquidity, which means that, let's say, if Mitch wanted to exit out of his position, he wanted to dump all of his coins, which obviously he wouldn't do because it would completely ruin his overall meme coin. But let's say he wanted to, although he has $6.6 million in value, the liquidity here is 87,000, so he could probably pull out, let's say, $75,000. So there's nowhere near his actual value of 6.5 million is nowhere in actual true realized value. So if I was to analyze this meme coin and say, okay, this is one of the latest hyped meme coins, but does it have any legs? Does it have any potential? Well, really here, the reason it's continuously been downtrending is because the profile has been banned. And also, it's going to very much struggle without having that influencer behind it. If we do see even a tiny, even one sell from the developer Mitch, it's obviously going to completely taint the coin, but he wouldn't even do that because the liquidity is already 87,000. There's really no liquidity for him to exit out with. So really, the understanding here with this coin is as soon as these coins are launching, this is basically exit liquidity to then be exiting out of the trade, not really be entering. Everybody is using this hype that's currently being pushed on Twitter by other influencers. They're using that hype to exit out of their coins. It's very much the exact same that I just showed a few days ago with YZY. Scroll out to the 1 day. We see literally it launched, bang, it hits a 3 billion market cap, and it's now down over 80% on its overall trade. Everybody used this initial hype, all these posts, all these massive influencers, all these marketing celebrities, they use this hype to sell out of their position because this is where finally all the traders are coming in. All of the retail traders are entering in at positions, and the institutions or smart money is using that position to exit out finally. What I've also been doing daily is coming over to this Pro Jupiter launch pads and seeing where all the market volume for meme coins. We obviously know that Pump is the number one, so we're seeing nearly 80% market share. Bonk having around 11%, to around 90% in these top two launch pads, Pump and Let's Bonk Fun. So really, when we are coming over to Axiom, we can turn off all of these protocols. Let's just focus on Pump and Bonk. Since that's 90% of the volume, we don't really want to be messing around with a lot of these smaller launch pads. It's not really worth it when 90% of the volume is in the top two and they have all the market share. A new feature from Axiom is their vision section. We're actually able to go over and see all of these top calls who are currently trading. I've shown you in a previous video how I like to use Axiom and go over some of these top traders and add them to my wallet tracking list. Not because I want to be copy trading them, but because I want to be tracking the types of coins that they're entering in. Also want to be seeing the size and when they're entering. Because if I'm on Axiom at the time, I'll get that notification on the top of my screen to say, hey, a trader that's like this one has made $140,000 in the last 7 days. Well, he's just taken a trade, and right now you should actually come over and have a look. So using this vision section is really, really cool. You're able to see all the top calls. Currently profit in the last 30 days, 1.8 thousand Solana in profit. We can even go global And we can go from the last, say, 3 days or 7 days, see exactly how many trades, their win rate, their average hold time, which is also very important because we don't really want to be seeing someone that's entering in for just a second or two. If you've gone over Cupsy and seen those type of top traders, a lot of the times they're just entering in and exiting, because when they enter, a lot of people are copy trading them and then they instantly exit to actually take the liquidity from the people that are copy trading them. And it's basically the same sort of strategy that I showed you before. Whereas when we're actually looking at those top coins, they're launching, and the launch is using that liquidity, using the hype to then dump all of the money onto the followers. So that's a strategy that you definitely need to be aware of. And a lot of retail traders don't actually understand that they are being used as the exit liquidity for a lot of these meme coin launches. And don't forget about the large caps, because in late 2024, we had a major meme coin explosion, but now it's happening again. And we're seeing a lot of coins that are now trending, actually doing the exact same and creating the exact same trading pattern as seen very similar here on Useless, where they like to sweep the lows, come into the 50 to 618% retracement level for the Fibonacci, and then push to all-time highs. We're going to be continuing this conversation in the next YouTube video, so don't forget to smash the subscribe and stay tuned for that one. I'll see you then.